I am busy. I gotta go.
Carol McConnell is a prolific contemporary abstract artist and mentor to creators worldwide. From corporate advertising to large-scale commissioned works, she's helping artists transform their passion into thriving businesses. It sounds amazing. Just give us a little bit of your background.
I left there to go into television, and I sold broadcast airtime for many years, and I got tired of fighting my bosses on that, and so I went into painting full time. I have gone from being a realistic painter to a contemporary painter and every stop in between. There's a kind of hidden gem out there that artists really don't know how to work with interior designers. I don't know if it's a fear factor or lack of knowledge or whatever, but I created a program.
That completely shifts the theme of everything, doesn't it?
They will learn to have the confidence to go after interior designers in their area to start with. They will learn how to be more professional. They'll learn how to elevate their art business. I got another one here.
Oh, wow. Wow. Hello, welcome to Radical TV. I am Shawna Smith, and joining me here today is Carol McConnell. Hello, Carol. How are you?
I am great. How are you doing today?
Fabulous. Carol, you are a prolific contemporary abstract artist known for your large-scale works placed in homes, offices, and public spaces. You have a background in corporate advertising and a degree in art, and you now run a thriving studio, gallery, and e-commerce business. You are an internationally collected artist and #1 best-selling co-author. You also mentor artists worldwide through your interior design masterclass, and your work and expertise has been featured on Fox, Consumer Reports, and over 20 podcasts and publications. Wow, you are busy.
I am busy. I gotta go.
It sounds amazing. Just give us a little bit of your background.
Well, I have a degree in art, and I worked for many years in the public sector doing for large corporations where I would do their advertising, their shows, their trade shows, and packaging and all that kind of thing. I left there to go into television, and I sold broadcast airtime for many years, and I got tired of fighting my bosses on that. And so I went into painting full time. And I've been doing that for a long time, over 20 years. And I have gone from being a realistic painter to a contemporary painter and every stop in between.
Oh, that sounds fabulous. You have developed a unique method to help artists. So explain that.
Yes, I am in a building with 200 artists. It's quite an amazing building. And I seem to be the one everybody comes to when they want to know what to do to market. And there's a kind of hidden gem out there that artists really don't know how to work with interior designers. I don't know if it's a fear factor or lack of knowledge or whatever, but I created a program where I actually have 2 programs where I teach them from the basics all the way through how to work with interior designers. And it talks about why they want to do this on their own instead of going through a gallery. There's an amazing fact. There are 17 times more interior designers in this country than galleries. So, and they're always looking for artwork. They just need to know that the artist artwork exists. So you got to get it in front of them.
How did you discover this little gem to help artists make more money?
Well, once again, this building is open to the public once a month. So I was kind of lucky that an interior designer walked into my studio and asked if I did commissions, and had a client that she had a piece that was very specific. And so it kind of started from there. My eyes opened up and I'm like, wow, this is a great opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
And there's just so many local interior designers and national interior designers that are out there. If you can build relationships with them, you can sell your art.
Hmm. And how does it work? Do they kind of tell you what you want, what they want, and then you go from there and you can sell more expensive pieces? Is that it?
You know, every situation is different. Sometimes they come in and they know exactly what they want and it's hanging on your wall and you're like, Yahoo, because that is just perfect. But most of the time they want a commission where they want a certain size piece, they want a certain color palette, they want a certain image. Sometimes it's abstract, sometimes it's not. And you really, if you want to work with interior designers, you really need to be flexible. And if that's not your world, I don't recommend working with them, because when I do a commission for them, I consider it their piece and it's coming through my hands. But I'm not the one dictating what it's going to look like in the end. They really are.
Oh, yes. I can understand that. Would have to be super flexible. And do you
Yes.
enjoy that part?
Um, I love the challenge. It's really amazing some of the situations I get myself into.
Tell us about some of the interesting pieces that you've done for your clients or for your interior designers.
When COVID hit, an interior designer contacted me, and I'm at home with large canvases and all my paint. I had to move out of my studio, and she had a client who was just married, and they went to Rio de Janeiro for their honeymoon. And she wanted a very large painting, 48 by 60, of the couple dancing in the front. The woman had to have on a red dress with fringe. In the background was a street scene of Rio de Janeiro, mountains in the background, sun setting. There were other couples dancing on the street, and she had no images of this. I had to find photos and put all of this together. And, you know, they had one picture of them, not in a red dress, but they had one picture of them dancing the salsa. And it looked like me trying to dance the salsa. It was not the, the Dancing with the Stars kind of salsa. So I had to put their heads on somebody else's bodies to make them look like professional salsa dancers. So luckily it was COVID and I had the time to noodle this painting into reality, but they loved it in the end, and that's what's important. So,
Wow. And did they love it? What was their reaction?
well, they were in California and I'm in Cincinnati, so I didn't get to see it, but it didn't come back to me. So I guess they loved it.
Oh, this is so fascinating. I love it. And so I would think that you're working with higher end when you're working with interior designers, right? Like anybody who hires an interior designer to come into your home, we're talking, and that's where I guess maybe you can help artists. That's, where the ticket is.
Right. They need lots of art for that room. One of the paradigms we need to shift is the interior designers tend to wait until the end for the art. I would like them to begin with a spectacular piece in the room, the real showcase, and then build the room around it. But that's not normally how it works. So we do have to face that. But with education, building that relationship, maybe they'll start with the art first.
Yes, that is such an important point that you have right there. I mean, when you start with the art and then work around that color scheme, that completely shifts the theme of everything, doesn't it?
It does. It does. But I do love when they give me a color scheme. I've been known to paint my wall in the studio, their wall color, just so I'm sure it's all balanced. And I tend to do the extra mile for my interior designers because that's what they're paying for. It's more of a bespoke kind of piece.
Mm-hmm.
So
So walk us through your system, and when you have artists that come to you and are looking to make more money and want to do this, how do you help them, and give us an example maybe?
Well, I start them out at the basics because a lot of artists don't have any marketing background, and I tell them how to start an email list, which email services to use, how to follow interior designers on Instagram and Facebook. I tell them how to build their list. I tell them what to say to interior designers. I give them templates that shows them exactly how to use all of the information I'm giving them. So it's quite comprehensive. It's, soup to nuts.
And can you give us an example of someone who, how much money, what's the difference in price when maybe just working on your own versus coming in and doing your program?
Well, when you're an artist and you sell a piece out of your gallery, you get 100%. So if it's $1,000 painting and they come in and they buy it, it's $1,000. If you work through a gallery and then an interior designer, the gallery takes 50% off of the top. And the interior designer takes 20% off of the top. And then what's left, 80%, is split between the gallery and the artist. So that $1,000 painting goes down to $800. $200 goes to the interior designer, and $400 goes to the gallery, and $400 goes to the artist. So your $1,000 painting is now only worth $400 if you do it through a gallery. But if you contact the interior designers directly, you make $800, which is a lot better split than either working with a gallery or working with an interior designer through a gallery. It's very lucrative.
Carol, what is like the average range of some of these pieces that you guys are creating and selling?
Oh, that can be anywhere from $1,000 to $1 million.
Wow.
It depends on what kind of art you have. If you're more established New York type artists, you would be in the millions. But I'd say most interior designers, the standard would be somewhere between 5 and 10,000 for, a large piece, a statement piece for the living room kind of thing. But they do all kinds of rooms. They do the bedrooms, the bathrooms, the kitchens. And, these large volume homes require a lot of artwork. So it's not just the large statement piece that the interior designer needs.
And I would imagine you're working with people around the globe.
You can be. I haven't worked in other countries, none that come up to mind, but I've worked all over the United States. We do it over the phone these days. It's very easy not to be in the same city with the interior designer. And I tend to just show it to them when the piece is finished. I don't show it halfway through because there's a real fugly stage that paintings go through. And so it's best to wait to the end, because sometimes they want to see progress shots. And I'm like, oh, no, my baby's ugly right now. So, I want them to wait and see the finished piece. And then, you have a contract with them, and I'm pretty flexible, but you need to put in how many revisions before you start charging again, because it can be that you're doing 10, 15 revisions, and that's just crazy town. You've got to charge for that. But 1 or 2 revisions is not unexpected when you work with an interior designer.
Mm-hmm. And what would you say would be the biggest lie that your target audience has been told about the industry that you've discovered, Carol, is completely false?
That you need to be in a gallery to be an established artist. Galleries aren't what they used to be. In the old days, they would get a piece of your work and they'd be all excited, and they'd contact their clientele and they'd say, oh, I have a new piece from McConnell, come see it. And they'd invite him into the gallery, show the piece, and sell the piece. Now you drop 3 pieces off, usually in a gallery. Maybe one goes on the wall, the other 2 go in the back room. And it can be crickets. Now, sometimes they sell right away. That's not always the case, though. So you don't need to be in a gallery to sell artwork. There's many other ways to do it, and interior designers is a great way to do it.
How long did you believe that lie yourself, or?
Oh, I've been working with interior designers for a long time, but I have learned that galleries are not the total answer. I work with galleries, I'm in them, but they're not my number one favorite way to sell art. Galleries take 50% of the sale, and you have to ship it to them. That's your cost. If it doesn't sell and a year or two goes by, you have to ship it back. The frame is your price. It's the only industry I can think of where they get all of their inventory for free because we send it to them, and they don't pay us until the piece sells. So, it could be 6 months, it could be 3 years. You just don't know with galleries. So, I still think they're necessary, but they're not the end all like they used to be.
I know as a shopper of art, I love to walk through the galleries and see things. So I get what you're saying. It's maybe nice to do a mix of both. When did you realize that you wanted to start helping other artists do this and make more money?
Because of my background in marketing, I have a lot of knowledge about all of that, marketing and sales, and I just love helping people. It seems like their eyes flutter open for the first time and they get all excited to have some new tools to work with. But I just really enjoy helping. If I can help anybody, I'm happy to.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm very open about that.
Do you feel specifically called to serve a certain type of artist, or does it matter?
No, really. My system for interior designers works for photographers, sculptors. There's a lot of sculpture in high-end homes. So, in the commercial industry, there's a ton of photography. So, you have both ends, the retail and the commercial business that interior designers do. And I'm happy, the basics apply to all of the different mediums.
Mm-hmm. And is there anything that breaks your heart about what you see happening in your industry right now?
Oh, that's an interesting question. Breaks my heart. I guess it's social media. You love to hate it. You see other artists and it says sold, and you see their work and it's beautiful, and it's the comparison. You compare yourself and you get the what's it called? The syndrome where you're no good, where you feel like you're not worthy of doing this. And social media can just kill your confidence. So I think it's social media, which I'm on every day. So
the love-hate relationship with social media.
Right.
And for someone who resonates with your message here today and wants to go deeper, what will they learn when they eventually grab your tiny book?
They will learn the world of interior design. They will learn to have the confidence to go after interior designers in their area to start with, across the country. They will learn how to be more professional. They'll learn how to elevate their art business.
Mm-hmm. And what can people expect when they plan to work with you directly?
Oh, well, I tend to overserve. So if an interior designer comes to me, I just did a project for a client, and we did 6 layouts before we started. I did paint samples to show her, it's the extra 10 miles. I'm going to go the distance because they come to me for a special piece, and I want it to be something they truly love. So I don't know. I jumped through a lot of hoops for them.
How can people connect with you and learn more?
I'm on Facebook as Carol McConnell, and my last name is hard to spell. It's Mac, M-A-C, instead of Mick, M-C. So Mac McConnell. I'm on Instagram as Carol Paints _. And my website is carolmcconnell.com.
Okay, wonderful. Can you hold up those books? Oh, let's show you the books. You're in a couple of books already. I know you showed me earlier, and then you also showed a couple other books. So let's show those books too. So people want to read more about you, they can grab a couple more books.
Well, here's my course
Yeah.
books, and I do two of them: How to Elevate Your Art Business by Working with Interior Designers. And this one is How to Do Commissions. And this one comes along free with the other one. And then I'm also in the Radical series, Radical Freedom, Radical Courage. I've written pages in there. And so you can find that on Amazon, but I'd be happy also to provide my chapter to people if they would like to get that. That's a definite opportunity that they can do.
Yeah, and I love that you have this background in sales and marketing and mixing with your artistry, because not a lot of people have that combination, do they?
No, they don't. And I'm also, you love to do the art, the selling of it. It's cringeworthy, because you're showing something that you love so much, and they might tell you they don't like it. It's amazing what people will say to you. So, yeah. Or one of the worst is, I love that frame. I'm like, what about the art? So, yeah.
I never thought about that, Carol, but that makes complete sense.
Yes. You'll hear all kinds of things.
So you have to also
you gotta
have thick skin.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay, well, really appreciate the conversation here today. I want to ask you, we're both in the Radical company together, and what has changed in your business and your life since working with the Radical company that you did not expect?
I think they instill confidence in you to go after your dreams. It's just an incredible group of people that are there to support you on the team and in the community. It's just really a beautiful group of people to work with.
Yeah. And if you were talking to someone who's considering joining the Radical team, what would you tell them about your experience?
My experience has been good. I don't know that I could have gotten my course off the ground without them. They pushed me in areas I thought I had it done and ended up rewriting the whole thing. So there's lots of positive reinforcement that you get that I really needed. So it was very good. And the weekly calls just motivate you to just get out there and do more. It's a wonderful group of people.
Yeah, it really is. I don't want to put you on the spot, but do you have any art laying around that we could see or that you could show us, or maybe not?
Well, here's a piece behind me. My studio is in Crazyville right now because I'm working on a couple shows. Let's see if I can show you. This is a piece for a show called Balance. This is a woman that's on top of a city.
Oh, that is fabulous.
That's for the Balance show. Let's see. I got another one here. Here's women dancing in a circle.
Wow.
I don't know.
Wow.
And the next piece next to that is these are all figurative. That's funny. The next piece is already sold.
Oh.
Yeah, so right now it's very crazy in here.
Yeah.
I do a lot of different shows. I'm in, let's say, I'll be in 3 by the beginning of October, where I have art out and about for different shows. So my studio, I'm not a neat artist, so it can be crazy in here. And right now it's crazy time.
Well, I would think most artists aren't neat. I think you're in that flow and in your mojo. And so you did the piece that's directly behind you, right? Yeah.
Right.
That's stunning.
It's a large piece.
Wow.
It's 60 by 60. It's hard to see the whole thing on camera.
Yeah, but we get a lot of the colors. I love that you put that as your backdrop. Colors are beautiful. Oh, I love looking at art. I could sit and look at your paintings all day. So thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
This has been a wonderful chance to get to know you better and learn about what you're doing and see some of your art. So thank you for sharing, and thank you for joining us here today on Radical TV.
It was wonderful. Thanks for the opportunity.